Hello, I'm Dennis McAndrews, and today we're going to be talking on the intersection of special education with matters involving other legal areas: family law, personal injury, estate planning, criminal law. I have, as those of you who know me know, that I've been practicing in the field of disability law and special ed for about 20 years. And I do feel that a lot of attorneys kind of miss a boat sometimes, and I think it's a very useful boat when families appear before them with a special needs child, and because there's a lot of opportunities there, not only to frankly help the family navigate their way through what is always a difficult issue. When they have a special needs child, they are inevitably struggling with something. I mean, you know, having represented hundreds of families, probably in the thousands at this point, of families that have a special need child, it represents struggles that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And by being able to extend a bit through some of the things we're going to talk about today, I have an opportunity to be of tremendous service to these folks. And from a practical standpoint as counsel, when you're able to do that, when you're able to add that bit of value to the family and recognize you're adding value to the family with something that is about their most treasured thing, their child, typically, you literally have made a friend and a client for life. And I have seen it so many times. Just today, an attorney who I know just kind of tangentially in 4th grade in a non-public school needs to get the child evaluated because the child is struggling both academically and behaviorally. Didn't know really how you get that child evaluated. Like, who do I call? You know, is it my district? Is it the county intermediate unit? Do I ask the private school? So I basically told him that the county intermediate unit under the law has the obligation to evaluate the child, but then the school district, if the child needs a program, has the obligation to offer that program. So, you know, I was able in a couple minutes to answer that question. And he said, you know, the child's behavior at school isn't that bad, but at home is really terrible, and it's wreaking havoc in our family. So I said, look, in Pennsylvania, once your child is identified as having a special need, you can get medical assistance. Doesn't matter, parental income is irrelevant. If you have a child with a disability, medical assistance is available, and one of the things medical assistance does is provide wraparound services in the home, where they literally will send a behavior shaper and therapeutic staff. And they all have to have at least college degrees. Many of them have to have master's degrees. Many of them are very good. And for many families, this is truly a lifeline for them. And again, this is something you'd never even heard of, that you can have people come to your home 5, 10, 20, if necessary, 40 hours a week. I've had clients getting 40 hours a week of in-home therapy through medical assistance. And, you know, the gratitude that he had, now whether he'll be a client or not, I don't know. My guess is he will at some point in some way. But in literally the scope of 5 minutes, his eyes were open to this whole array of things that can help him. And so from the standpoint of hopefully doing what we like to do every day, which is pushing the ball forward for our clients, making their lives better, but also from a practical perspective of, you know, managing a practice. And there's no better marketing than doing a good job, and that kind of thing, people are indebted for life. So, you know, I say that as kind of an introduction to what we're doing here today, that even though you may not ever be a specialist in disability law, just having a sense of what's out there, a sense of the resources, being able to point them in the right direction. There's a lot of good websites. I like to think our website of mcandrewslaw.com is good, but the Pennsylvania Health Law Project, the Education Law Center, these all are wonderful websites that give incredible amounts of information to families. And just pointing them in the right direction when they are in a state of deep concern. You know, they're eternally grateful to you. In fact, I tell people, no one comes to us for a checkup. They come in a state of desperation, and they always do. When it's a special ed case, they've always tried to, you know, work the system themselves, and if, you know, we hopefully leave them better off than when they came. But I just wanted to introduce that kind of thought process to you as we talk about the various avenues, and I'll give you an overview. And there's really 4 areas that we're going to talk about today: family law, personal injury, criminal law, and estate planning. And in each of these areas, I have worked either through our own work or with other attorneys and seen how there can be a very useful integration, segueing from one area to the other.